Hey, what up, traders? Let's get right into it. Consistency in trading is sort of like building a house and laying bricks. Without a solid structure, nothing is going to stand, right? We know this. Consistency won't guarantee you instant success, but without it, you, honestly, you're setting yourself up for failure. All right, so let's talk about how consistency is going to help you build confidence, right? That's what we want. It's going to help you build confidence. How it's going to help you find and really sharpen that edge in the market so that you can set yourself apart and start balling out in these markets, man. That's what we want. So first, trading is like building a house brick by brick. Just imagine building a house. I used to flip houses, and just imagine you can't just go in there and start throwing bricks around randomly and think you're gonna build a house. That's not how it works. You're not gonna turn it into a home by doing that. Each brick has to be laid carefully with the right tools and at the right time, sequentially. You know what I'm saying? Every trade you take is like laying a brick. Every trade, every journal entry, every time you go in and back test and study, that's like laying a brick. And every lesson that you take is like the mortar or the bonding agent, the glue, whatever you want to use. That's what's holding it all together. And over time, these small, consistent efforts, these consistent actions build over time. And over time, these small, consistent actions, they add up. And when they add up, they create a foundation for a structure that can weather any storm, that can deal with any setback, any drawdown, any kind of catastrophe that you might face. You know what I'm saying? Doing it brick by brick. That's gonna help you really craft that strong foundation. You get me? The problem is most traders try to build a skyscraper overnight. Yep, I'm with you. But the problem is it doesn't work that way. The faster you go up, the faster you're gonna come down. Just like these markets. What goes up fast comes down fast. You know what I mean? You try to build a skyscraper overnight, you might have quick success, but you're gonna lose it just as fast. It kind of puts me in the mind of some of those meme stocks with GameStop, around COVID or maybe post, around 2020. A lot of traders or investors, they really dealt with a lot of this boom and bust. They made a lot of money really quick and lost it just as fast or lost more. Kind of puts me in the mind of that movie, Stupid Money. That was a great movie too. And a lot of folks, I think the movie was loosely based on a lot of other characters other than like the main guy in the movie. But I think a lot of people, they made a lot of money and didn't cash out. You know what I mean? They didn't have a good plan, and so they made a lot of money, and then it came crashing down, and they lost a lot. So, it kind of puts me in that same kind of mind. Confidence comes from sticking to it, even when it feels like boring, even when you get like surprises thrown your way. The more you trust the process, the more confidence you're gonna have in your ability to kind of move around and navigate inside these markets. So I'm a ball player, so I'm gonna use basketball as an example. It's like trying to get a better jumper. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to have a better wetter, so you need to practice shooting shots. Think of basketball players like trying to get a better jumper. Steph Curry, for example, obviously easy. He's the best shooter, I think, right now at this point, the best shooter in history, and he's not even finished with his career. But let's use Steph Curry. They spend hours in the gym shooting the same shot over and over and over again. I had a friend of mine, Brian Beeman. We used to play intramural basketball back in the day, a lot of pickup ball, and like any court that we went through, he was hands down one of the best shooters I ever played with. He just had a burner. Guy will pull up across half court and just knock shots down. And like any game that we played, we knew if we swung at the Beeman, like he was knocking them down. Like he had a jumper. He was didn't matter who we played with, and then he used to talk a lot of cash too. But I think that confidence that he had was because he put in the work. Like he used to shoot shots, like a lot of shots. He used to get them up like early morning. Like he was definitely a gym rat. And the older I am, I get it. You know what I mean? If you want to have a burner, you want to be like known for having that skill set, you got to put in them hours. You got to get those shots up. And in that process, it's not about like trying to be fancy or chasing highlights. A lot of times when you're in that, I think we all heard that Drake line, like he wasn't with me shooting in the gym. When you shooting in the gym and getting those shots up, you working on your craft. You trying to get that muscle memory. It's not about trying to have highlights. You know what I'm saying? And literally trading is no different. It's basically like back testing, taking time to review your charts, taking time to review your journal entries, and figuring out what you did right, what you did wrong. That's like sharpening your skill. All of those things is what's going to help you and allow you to step up in the moment, like when you are in a trade. And like when it's time to hit that buzzer beater, or when it's time to have that crucial moment, to take that trade, you're gonna be prepared. You're gonna be confident because you put in the time. Start learning different patterns, and really getting clued in on like how to spot a good opportunity and take advantage of the markets, because there are a tremendous amount of opportunities in the market, but you won't be able to take advantage of it if you don't sharpen your skill, if you don't practice, you don't get those shots up, and really get those reps in. Yeah, you can't skip the grind and expect to hit the game winner. It just don't work like that. You got to put the time in. You got to put the grind in. That's a bar. And in sports, just like in the market, there's like different types of athletes. You got sprinters, you got like gymnasts, you got golfers. Shout out to Tiger Woods. You got golfers. You got all different types of ways that you can play sport. You got different ways in which you can trade. And what it really boils down to is you getting familiar with your strategy, getting familiar with what works for you, and voice crack, and figuring out your strengths and weaknesses. It's going to be different for everybody. For me, it's different. For you, it's going to be a lot different. So part of it is figuring out your unique gifts and utilizing those. Yeah, each trader is going to have a unique, like a different kind of skill set, a different kind of strength and weaknesses. I don't want to say strengths and weaknesses. You're going to have a different style of trading, a different way that you trade is going to be different for me than it is for you. And so you just got to spend that time figuring it out. Trading works the same way. Some traders are much better at scalpers, and some traders are much better at swing trades. They're more patient. They can sit around in a setup a little bit longer, and through that consistency, right? Through that consistency and practice, that's how you're going to learn yourself and learn what you do better and what works best for you. But without it, you're not ever going to get to that point. Consistency is what is going to help you really define your go-to setup, your go-to style, and really help you kind of craft and create that edge in the market. All right, I think this is number 5. So point number 5, the market is there is opportunity all the time in the market. Like any day of the week, almost in any market, the market it's always flicking up. You always see some movement and volatility. What goes up must come down. So there's always opportunity, and the market is going to reward those that's ready. The people that are ready, that's who the market is going to reward. I always say, like, part of a lot of people's problem, myself included in a lot of ways, is the opportunity is always around. And if somebody gave you $1 million right now or $10 million right now, do you actually have a clear plan of what you would do with that money or with those resources? If somebody just walked up and just boom, put them in your hand, like you might have an idea like, oh, I want to put it in the market, I want to trade it, or I want to put it in real estate, or I would buy like, some apartment building, something like that. But do you specifically know what you would do when the opportunity comes your way? A lot of people, they don't have this specific blueprint of what they would do with that opportunity if it was presented to themselves. And a lot of time that could be your biggest problem, myself included, is just not having enough clarity and being totally prepared when the opportunity presents itself. For an example, like I'm not a big boxer. My brother's huge into boxing and like the MMA. I don't get what it is. A little too graphic for me. Like I hate the sight of blood. It is what it is. But think about this: a boxer, like you get your shot at the title, but you've been like chilling on the couch for the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Somebody drops out and your opportunity comes and you ain't ready. Like picture how devastating that would be. You get a title shot and you're not ready to get in there and ball out. They got the talent. They got the hand. They can throw those hands, but they're not prepared. They skipped the training sessions. They didn't do the video work or the training, to really know about their opponent and who they're going to fight. What you think is going to happen when they get into that ring? They're going to get knocked up. They're going to get knocked the hell out and they lose. And so that's how the market is. The market is a heavyweight champ. Facts. And the market doesn't care about your potential or your raw talent. The market cares about you who is prepared. The market rewards preparation and consistency. That's your preparation. That's how you gonna knock out the market. And with consistency, I don't want to say guarantee, but with consistency, it's going to make sure that you are ready when the A+ setup comes. when that right trading setup comes, you're ready to take advantage and capitalize on it. You know what I mean? That's what we want, to capitalize on those A plus setups so you can get to the bag. So I can get to the bag so we can check off those goals, pay off that mortgage, pay off that car, build that account, go on that trip, bless those people. Like that's what we doing it for. You know what I mean? That's the opportunities that's available with the market. But you got to be consistent. I got to be consistent. So I'm gonna tell you, the formula is simple, right? And I always use a phrase: it's simple but not easy, right? So I'm not saying it's easy, but it's simple. Preparation plus opportunity equals growth. That's what we want. We want to be able to grow in the markets. Every action that you and I take is going to compound over time. And this message is especially for me, and you probably need to hear it too. It's not about how fast you can grow your account. I'm gonna say it again. It's not how fast you can grow your account. It's about how strong we can make our habits. And I hate to say it. I don't hate to say it, but it's true. Trading is not about how much money you can make right now. That's the goal down the road, right? We get it. We want to make the bread, but it's not about how much money we can make. It's about becoming a better trader. Because if we take care of the doing, the thing, the results will follow. I got a book, 4 Disciplines of Execution, and talk about the lead and the lag measure. If you take care of the lead thing, the consistency, the trading, back testing, the journaling, if you do that, you don't have to worry about the money coming. You don't have to worry about the winning trades. If you do the work on the front end, it's going to come on the back end. So I'm telling you, don't worry about the money. It's about building something greater. It's about building us as better traders. Every trade you take, it's a lesson in it. Whether you lock in profits or whether you take an L, it's a lesson in every trade. And it's up to us to learn from every setup, good or bad. And every trade, every one of those trades, it's a chance to learn. It's a lesson in each of those trades and a chance to improve. This year in 2025 and 2026 and 2020-30, there's no 2020-30. In 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, we got to stop chasing the wrong things. We got to stop looking for shortcuts. All right? Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop chasing what everybody else is doing on social media. Lock in on what you need to do. Commit to grinding. Commit to the grind. Commit to showing up for yourself, showing up for those people in your life that are counting on you to win and succeed. I got plenty of people in my life that are waiting on my blessings, and me fiddle farting around ain't gonna get there. So I had a whole year of doing these same mistakes, and so now I'm here, and we got to cut that out. Show up every day with discipline, whether you're taking a trade or not. Make sure you're studying, back testing, doing those little things, building those little habits to make you a stronger you and a better trader, even when it's tough, because it's gonna get rough. Like, I'm not saying that's not gonna happen. It's gonna get rough. So we got to keep laying these bricks, working on that jump shot, getting that jumper right, putting in the time, keep grinding, and stay focused and locked in. All right. I want you to be at the top. I want to be getting it with you at the top. All right. So let's keep stacking. I really do appreciate you watching this video. Again, I'm grateful for everybody that takes time to hit that like and subscribe. This means a lot to me. So best of luck with your trading and in the future. And hey, we'll see you in the next video. All right. Peace.